Failing to register as a sex offender is what investigators say set off the red flag. 42-year-old Paul Krause found guilty of sexual assault against a minor, now trying to skirt that label by lying low in a community that may have no idea what he's done. The National Sex Offender Registry is filled with thousands of people convicted of a range of crimes, a database meant to inform and protect the communities where these people live.
It's in the interest of the public safety that sex offenders register for a reason.
But every year, thousands of faces drop off this list, failing to register and failing to fully answer for their crimes. What does it say when somebody skips out on that registration?
When people fail to comply with their requirement to register, obviously they don't have the law in mind. And if they don't have the law in mind, they don't have public safety in mind.
Al Maresca is a deputy U.S. Marshal whose task force is committed to finding sex offenders who try to skip town. Sex offenders like Paul Krause, a man who the Marshals describe as unassuming but no less dangerous.
This individual has had a problem with criminality throughout the last 20 years. Unfortunately, he's been involved in several disorderly persons offenses, and as I mentioned earlier, he's currently wanted for a probation violation in Pennsylvania.
So he's got a past.
He has quite a past.
According to the Marshals, back in the early 2000s, Krause was found guilty of sexually assaulting a child under the age of 16 while he was living near Tampa, Florida.
He has sexual assault against a minor, so of course he's dangerous.
Now Krause is wanted not only for failing to register as a sex offender for that crime, but also on a number of other warrants, including a probation violation for his connection to a burglary in Pennsylvania.
This individual has a history of just failing to comply with even the most basic of concept of laws. The danger is that he'll continue to go and push the boundaries of his criminality, and that the offenses can get more and more dangerous.
The Marshals say Krause was last known to be living in Cecil County, where he has family ties. They say Krause may have also fled the state into eastern Pennsylvania. They're now partnering with the Cecil County Sheriff's Office to not only track Krause down, but any other sex offenders in that section of the state that don't believe the law applies to them.
It is a public safety risk. Anytime someone snubs their nose at the law and they do what they want, they're definitely not in the right mindset.
Well, since Paul Krause was placed on our most wanted list last month, the U.S. Marshals say they've received dozens of credible tips from UR viewers, putting them closer than ever to finding him. Now they believe Paul has left the state of Maryland and may be traveling with a woman down south at the moment and could be possibly near Tennessee or even Texas. He does have a few notable features, as we've pointed out before: the short hair. He also has a neck tattoo. Now, the Marshals say if you have any information on where Paul Krause could be, this is their tip line. 1-877-WANTED-2 is their number. We want to remind you tonight that any tip that you submit to them can remain anonymous. I'm Dan Lamparello, Fox 45 News.